John Jiggs.
Yo, yo.
This motherfucker was on time too. Thank you, man. Like,
yeah, that's a little trick I learned along the way, being on time.
Thank you very much, man. Like, seriously, yo, it really does matter. It means a lot. I appreciate it. My time is valuable, so is yours. So, and we can actually do the show for the full hour. You know what I'm saying? I got another show right after this, so I appreciate you.
That's dope. That's dope.
Big up everybody joining in. E, the Mad Assassin, Raya, Shorty Shaw, fucking wifey in the building. What's up, man? We got John Jiggs. Yo, you're guest number 50, episode 50, man.
50,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so thank you for, sounds like it should be a milestone, so it feels like it is. Thank you.
I was just saying milestone.
You know what I'm saying? So, couple ground rules, couple things to get out of the way. If you have questions for John, please use the questions feature below. There's a question mark there. I can pull it up, and we can all see it. The second thing is, if you get on any stupid shit in here, I will block you just like we do on the page, because that's just, we're not having that shit. So, thank you very much. So yeah, man, let's get into it. So yeah, I want to tell you a funny story, man. So didn't you like do a like 3 or 4 years ago, do like a freestyle for us in Weekly Rap Gods when I was with Rap FM, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you did the 60 Seconds of Flame joint, right?
Uh-huh.
So here's the funny thing, man, because I don't quite remember that. Like, I remember it, but like, for some reason, when I didn't post that video or whatever, so I never saw your face at the time. So then, like, about 6 or 8 months later, 6 months later, like, I heard something from you, and then I saw you, but for whatever reason, I had this image that you had like big long ass dreads and shit.
Word.
It's just crazy. It was like something like, I don't know, like, it's just weird. It's like, so then when I saw you, like, actually saw you, even after we did the Rap FM shit or whatever, the 60-second shit, I was like, yo, that's the same dude. Like, and it was really strange. Yeah.
Now,
you did do that for us, right?
Yeah, I remember that. Shout out to my boy Sheed, yo. Shout out to the god Sheed. He filmed me doing that. I was in his apartment, you know what I'm saying? I remember that, and I remember the lighting not being what it should be. You know what I'm saying? That's probably why you don't really see my face, because we had to kind of make do with what we had type shit. You know what I'm saying? But I remember because I got a chance to rap over one of my favorite beats ever, that Last Days Onyx shit. Like, that's like the holy grail of hip hop beats to me. You know what I'm saying?
That shit. Yeah, that's a dope joint.
It's hard. So yo, shout out to hey, what's up, Bree? I see you. But yeah, like that I remember that because I was like, yeah, I got a chance to get on this beat that I really fucking love, you know?
That's funny. Yeah, so that must have been it, because I do remember it being dark. Now that you remember, I remember it being dark or something. And then when I saw you maybe like a few months later in some other video or something, I was like, wait, this nigga had dreads or some shit before. Like, it was crazy.
And I've always been the Caesar boy, you know what I'm saying? That's it. I had dreads I had braids when I went to college for a little bit. I had braids around that time, like senior year of high school going into college, but other than that,
keep it low. Yeah. So as I was preparing for this interview, I was checking out some other interviews you had done and stuff, and I noticed, a lot of questions were kind of the same background and stuff. And so we're gonna get into some of that, because for me it's important, because we've known each other, quote unquote, but I want to kind of get to know you a little bit better about some of the stuff and that you've been into and kind of your start and stuff like that. So we'll try to mix it up, but some of it's gonna be a repeat of some stuff you've already gotten into. But I think it's important for everybody to, at least on my page, to kind of know who you are too.
Yeah, definitely.
Word. So the first question I had that really sticks out for me is, there's a lot of motherfuckers rapping. Everybody named Mom raps right now, right? Like everybody fucking raps. What would you say to somebody who says, okay, what sets you apart? Why should somebody check for you over 50 million other cats out there? Like, as far as fucking with your music and stuff like that. Like, what do you bring to the table?
I would say my strongest attribute will probably be versatility. You know what I'm saying? I have been very careful in my career with the type of music that I make to not get stuck in a box. For some reason, they just like to do that to you now when you come in the game. It's like, oh, he's a hip hop artist, he's a trap artist, he's a, you know, as soon as you get in the game, they put you in a section right away. You know what I'm saying? And I just always wanted to I just always wanted to allow myself that type of freedom. So I may not always flex those skills, but I could pretty much make anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and so that's interesting that you bring that up, because I remember one time a while ago on my page, I think it was on the other pages.
Yeah.
And I posted like something. I was just talking some shit about like trap or something, you know.
Yeah.
And I think
the Nas shit. It was the Nas shit.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it was the Nas shit.
Yeah.
And I think you commented something like, I'm paraphrasing. It was like 2-3 years ago, but like whenever that shit came out, and I'm paraphrasing. You said something like, real MCs kind of can spit on anything or something like that. What did you do? Maybe you remember what you said.
I don't know exactly what I said word for word, but basically my whole sentiment with that is like the era that the MCs that I followed coming up, they might have had a big record on the radio, but they still had some hardcore grimy shit out in the streets, and we respected all of it. You know what I'm saying? And it just seems like now, if you're doing one thing, you just can't do the other because it's gonna ruin it for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And just to kind of clarify my perspective on it is, it's, you know, the Nas shit is kind of a real reach or real stretch from like Illmatic. It was written to fucking rap Don with the country flavor. I mean, it was like, I mean, there's some limits to this shit for me. So I mean,
I get it. I totally get it. And to be honest, part of me speaking was just coming from a place of me just happy to see somebody like that still winning. You understand what I'm saying? So I know that it's about the music. I know that it's always supposed to be about the music, but just to see him 30 years later still getting this love and this acclaim, and he went on to win a Grammy for that shit. And you understand what I'm saying? Like, that made me feel good, because I'm the nigga that was like, yo, Nas never been nominated for none of them fucking awards. How does Nas not have this and Nas not have that? If Jay-Z got it, Nas should have it. That was you understand what I'm saying?
No,
because to me they're like right there. Like, he might be better this year, and then he's better the next year. Like, you know? So go ahead.
Right. No, I feel you. And for me, like, 10 times out of 10, I'm always looking at the music. That's just my perspective. Like, it's not about, like, I'm not looking at that other side typically. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always looking at the music. And so when I look at that, you know, that's where I come up with, you know, some of the opinions. So it's funny that you mentioned that, though, because I've noticed you got a lot of different types of joint. Because I was gonna say that the joint that you just put out recently, I mean, with BP.
Yeah, the Madness.
Right, the Madness is a lot different to me than Jiggonometry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do that on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like the music, I don't know, man, it just speaks to me different ways. You know what I'm saying? If I'm locked in with a producer, or a producer sends me a pack of beats, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna shy away from it just because I don't know if it speaks to me, I'm gonna do it. You dig what I'm saying? No. So yeah, and that's kind of how I work, period. You know what I'm saying? So I just always wanted to be able to people to go to my catalog and be like, damn, this is crazy. This shit's dope, but then this shit over here is crazy too. Like, you know? Yeah,
you got a lot of different shit. It's something for everybody, man. And you know, and it's like, I'll be honest, everything ain't my bag, but I appreciate your skills as an MC. Like, I can tell, even on stuff that I'm like, oh, it's not really my thing, I can appreciate, okay, he's still solid at what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Big up everybody in the show. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing that stands out on your music. And so I do appreciate that. You know, I think there's a lot to be said for versatility. And I think the thing is with versatility is a lot of people don't do different shit well. So some, you know what I'm saying? So some people should stick to one thing.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that you actually, you know, you mix it up kind of, you know, you mix it up nicely, man. There's some joints that I've heard that are like, you know, reminiscent of like early 2000s type shit. Mm-hmm. There's joints that I've heard that are like 94-ish vibe for me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, big up for that.
That comes from being also too. I got to give a shout out to my moms too, because my mom always made sure I was well traveled. So in the summertime, I got my cousin Chucky in Mississippi, who's listening to nothing but UGK and 3 6 Mafia and Outkast and whatever else and Cash Money early shit and all of that. He's listening to nothing that. Then I go to my cousin Lee in Kentucky. He's listening to nothing but Too Short and E40 and the Click and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting. Then I got my brother who's in the Bronx and he's a DJ and he you know what I'm saying, and he's playing nothing but Gangstar and Cool G rap and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting healthy doses of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's good, man. I think that does set you apart because you know your shit is it's you got a lot of different lanes that you can kind of rock in. You know what I'm saying? So you know, big up for that. Like I said, everybody, if you got questions, please use the questions feature below. We can bring them up. So let's get into that. You brought up your brother for a minute just now. Like, what was the influence there? I mean, I think he's like almost like 20 years older than you or something like that, right?
Yeah, he's older. Yeah. When I was born, my father, God rest his soul, but my father would be 79 this year. You know what I'm saying? So would have been 79 this year. So he was a lot older than my mother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he already had a family, that he had started, and then, that we were like a new family. So during that time, so what happened with the whole hip hop thing is it kind of like was a blanket that was like almost wrapped around me type shit because my pops would not pull up. He was supposed to pick me up in the Bronx, you know what I'm saying, on the weekends to come get me. And sometimes he would show up and sometimes he wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? And when he did it, I was there with my brother and my sister. You know what I'm saying? And they in the Bronx, 214 from Laconia Street. You know what I'm saying? And I'm running around with them. My brother's in his early 20s and my sister's a teenager.
And you're like what? Like
my sister 5411s with Johnson & Johnson's powder lined up 3 or 4 pairs, black and white. You know what I'm saying?
And how old were you about?
So shit. We talking about from 8, 9 all the way up to teenager.
So yeah, so you running with like older, you on some other shit, running with some older heads at that time, out in the BX.
I seen a lot of shit, See, I grew up in Long Island, east end of Long Island. So out there, that's actually close to, like, you're from Connecticut, right?
Yes, sir.
Actually closer to y'all than we are to New York City. Right. I can get to Connecticut faster than I can get to New York City.
Yeah, take the Port Jeff.
Or Orient Point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we had, it's kind of like our own world, we had hip hop artists. I don't know if you're familiar with Chilo. You familiar with Chilo?
No, I did want to talk Long Island, so let's get into it though.
Okay, all right. New Eurekans Cafe. He's big. I don't know if you ever heard of Chilo, but he's actually from my town. He actually won a Grammy for spoken word.
Okay.
So he was an influence too. He comes from my same town, Riverhead, but he's older than me. But we had our own culture out there, but it's so far from New York City that it's a totally different thing. So I was in a group, the 495 Boy. We were hot out there, like we were getting paid a little bit of $200-$300 for a show here, whatever. But we past 20-30 miles, nobody knows who the fuck we are. You know what I'm saying? So real shit. So as far as my brother and shit, I'm spending more and more time with him, and I'm going with him to dig. He's taking me up to Newport's, to the Rhino store up in Newport's with him. And we're there for 3, 4, 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going with him when he goes through him and listens to him. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this shit. So he's cultivating me pretty much. And it comes to a point where my brother's like, yo, he starts having these little jams at his crib. But he's have people over. He's friends with like Jazzy Joyce, a couple other people. You know what I'm saying? He would invite them over and be like, "Yo, you rap or I'm gonna fuck you up because I know you nice." You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I have to get busy. You know what I mean? He jokes with me now. There was one time when the mic wouldn't work and I actually rapped through the headphone shit because you know how you used to be able to, you know what I'm saying? And freestyled and killed it. You know what I'm saying? I must have been like maybe 12 years old, 13 years old. He's like,
Word. That's what's up, and that's the real. Those are the real stories that shape you. You know what I mean? As far as like that really stand out. You know what I'm saying? On some meaningful shit, like your brother forcing you to basically do that shit. Like, you're gonna do this shit. Period. You're gonna fucking do this shit. Let's get back into this Long Island shit, man, because I talked to cats from Jersey, and I talked to cats from Long Island. It's a similar thing being from Connecticut because New York City ain't fucking with us like that. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not from like the part of Long Island that's like right next to Queens, it's like whatever. And even then, they like, yo, fuck you. You from Long Island. You ain't from Queens. You know, that's how niggas be, right? I mean, that's how niggas be. You could be like right there, like fucking, yo, we right here. But no, you ain't from here. So, like, because I've always looked at Long Island. There's a lot of fucking dope MCs from Long Island, man.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Hip hop was always when it comes to like the Long Island or out of town thing in New York. Hip hop was always our way in. Once you get up there and go crazy and wild on niggas, you know what I'm saying? What are they gonna say? Oh, he's from Long Island. No, nigga, I'm better than you. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
And that's kind of what it was. Like we was going out to New York City, we going to these little bullshit showcases and shit. Niggas like, oh, the 495 boys from Long Island. You might hear a little, a little chuckle or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then we get up there and it's like, come on, man, you're not even on the same level, bro. Because we train performers, we've been doing this. Right. Shout out to my brother Shotgun Punk, my brother Beef, my brother Sess Buddha. That's who I started the group with. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, so
most of us still speak today. You know? Huh?
Word. So, so being from Long Island out there, you can't use yourself. Who's your top 5 MCs from Long Island?
From Long Island?
From Long Island.
Rakim. Number 1.
Rakim is 1?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a lot of cats.
Yo, nah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of cats, yo.
I'm gonna give Rakim, Keith Murray. Regardless of everything. You know what I'm saying? That boy still gets busy. You know what I'm saying?
Still gets
Busy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like you can't take none of that from him.
Yo, he's nice. I was at the show. I was at the show where he got in Connecticut when he got fucking hemmed up, for that shit. Big up everybody joining in. So you got Keith. I got both of them up there. So Keith Murray. So John, big up everybody joining in. John Jiggs is going through his top 5 MCs from Long Island. So we got Rakim, Keith Murray.
Yeah.
Shorty Shaw. I knew Shorty Shaw was going there.
Rock Marciano.
Rock Marcy. All right.
Yeah. IU.
Granddaddy IU.
Yeah.
Big up to him, man. Salute to the OG. Granddaddy IU. Had a chance to chop it up with him late last year on the show. So good dude.
Yeah, top 5. From
so you got one more.
I got one more, right? I'm gonna go Prodigy.
You gonna take him from? You gonna go to Hempstead? All right.
I'm gonna go. I mean, he started to rep Long Island a lot more later on, so I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Make me feel good. Yo, that nigga P thug enough to rep QB from Long Island. Hempstead niggas thug they way to the top, man. As a young gun, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit. You know?
I feel you. All right. So Prodigy, Granddaddy IU, Rakim, Rock Marcy, and who was the 5th? Damn.
I said Rakim.
Rakim. Oh, Keith Murray.
Keith Murray. Yeah.
Rakim,
I would say
Keith Murray.
The most
Rock
impactful. Yeah, impactful. I say Keith Murray because Keith Murray was like the first young nigga that did it on Long Island. Like in my era, like I remember I had a stepbrother too. I remember he was graduating from high school and Keith Murray was on fire at that time, like 94-ish. You know what I'm saying? And everybody from Long Island was just so happy when we seen him standing on top of that Lexus dancing and shit, like at that park in Brentwood, wherever they was at, like that was real. That made it, you felt that.
Yo, Keith Murray is fucking nice, man. Like,
yeah, Chuck D too.
What's that?
Chuck D. I want to give respect to Chuck D too.
Of course, there's a lot of. No, I mean, look, think about all the cats. I mean, De La Soul, fucking, is out there. Fucking, who else is out there? Long Island.
K Solo.
That's
my homie too. Shout out to K Solo.
Diabolics out there, RA's out there.
That's my homie.
Fucking, it's a lot of cats out there from Long
Doom too.
Island, you know what I'm saying? From fucking Long Island, been holding it down. And so
Doom, R-rated, Doom, R-rated. People saying R-rated rugged man.
that's what I say. Yeah, I said RA, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to R-rated.
Does not get the credit it deserves. It really doesn't. Like when you look at because I did a like a all borough like battle. You know what I'm saying? 5 boroughs, New York. I included Long Island as a sit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too many niggas.
It's no too much not to. We just have yet to have. We haven't. I don't know. We just haven't had like a young star in a long time to really shine the light on it. We need like where's our we should like can we get a Nelly? Can we get a you know what I'm saying? Somebody to break it open, like, you know, make them look for talent over here, like, you know, or somebody that blows on a big mainstream level, you know. Just so they say, oh, Long Island's got talent, you know.
Right. No,
we never had that, huh?
No, I'm saying I feel you. I mean that's a, but yeah, because there's no spotlight really over there at all. So let's talk about kind of like your, I won't call it your aha moment, but like it's interesting the group that you mentioned that kind of like got you rhyming, like out of all groups. You mentioned it a couple of times in the interview. You remember?
What was it?
You said
a group? You said a group? Oh, Crisscross.
Yeah. Crisscross. So talk about that a little bit.
So I mean, I remember just seeing that. Like on TV and being like, yo, these little niggas is better than the grown-ups. I didn't know they wasn't writing their own raps at the time, but it sounded good. It looked good. You know what I'm saying? It worked. It was a new style. All the kids doing it. My mom's let me get the braids. You know what I'm saying? Them little box braids hanging. You know what I'm saying? I was living. And when I was always into hip hop, and when I first started writing my raps, it was like in the same cadence. You know what I'm saying? That I was hearing them do. And then I started just working on my own flows and applying the shit to my own life. You know, my childhood was crazy too. So I was going through shit, and, you know, that was like the shit I always ran to, was just writing, you know?
Right. It's funny because, well, at least if you were copying the flow and cadence, I mean, Tretch wrote Jump. So then you were
another phenomenal MC, top tier lyricist.
You were going after one of the, you were one of the legends right there.
Yeah.
So
shout out to Tretch before. He's a good dude too. Cool as fuck.
Yo, I mean, that dude fucking wrote for a lot of people. Been talking about that lately.
One of the most dangerous pens out there. Still to this day.
Yo, he wrote R&B joints too. I just found out recently for like John A and stuff like that. Yo, he wrote mad shit, yo.
Yeah.
He wrote mad shit. So was there a moment though, like where it became like, was that the moment where it was like became serious for you, or was there another time where it was like?
Nah, from then I mean, as far you mean when you say serious, I mean like the way it is now. It was nothing close to what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? At that time, it was just something that I did to, I don't know, it was just like second nature. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just part of it. I always wanted to listen to music, and I always wanted to write, you know, go find new music and write my own music, you know? That was pretty much what it was. And go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so when did that time come where like you were like, I'm really trying to do this on some real shit, like, you know what I mean?
I had trying to think one of the times when I really felt like I was meant to do this was that when 50 popped up in my video. I don't know if have you ever seen the Bill Cosby video before?
I heard the joint, but I ain't seen the video.
So there's a video. You should go look it up when we get off of here.
Okay.
50 Cent's in the video. He made a cameo on my video.
Oh, like, word? Okay.
50 Cent. Yeah. So I was on God Brewer, the director I was working with. He lived over in that area at the time. I went over there to shoot with him. We get on the corner, we start shooting. All of a sudden, this nigga just, I see like the traffic is kind of stopped, and this nigga, a black SUV pulls up, look like it's bulletproof and shit. And somebody just hops out, walks up to me. Meanwhile, I'm trying to still look at the camera and do what I'm doing because I'm actually recording. Nigga literally walks up and was like, yo, let me get my cameo, gets in the camera, goes like that, and runs off. You know what I'm saying? But it was 50 Cent, bro. Like, I know 50 Cent when I see him. That was fucking him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you see the video, you'll see it. It's fucking crazy. Like I just happened to be there at that right time to build the beats. We had the big speaker playing. Maybe he heard it. I don't know. But he jumped out the whip, hollered at me. You know what I'm saying? And
that's dope. That's crazy, yo. I gotta go check that shit out as soon as we get off.
When that happened, I was just like, what are the chances, bro, that I'm on God, bro? I'm not from there. You know what I'm saying? I have no other reason to be there but because my director's there. We don't feel like going nowhere else. So we're going to go right here on God, bro, and we're going to shoot this video. Simple as that. And he rides by. He sees me out there doing what I'm doing and then probably goes down the window and listening and jumps out like, yo, and then just dips.
That's crazy. Yo, that's nuts, man. That's a dope story. But yo, so that was like
that was one of those moments.
Yeah.
Aha moment. I'm with Granddaddy IU. We run around. We in the Bronx. We go visit Lord Finesse, right? It's first time ever meeting Lord Finesse, right? We in there with Lord Finesse. He playing beats, whatever we talking, you know, just small talk kind of shit. His phone rings. It's DJ Premier, right? DJ Premier is in Australia, I think, with Prime doing the Prime thing. Whatever. This is maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. He's doing the Prime thing. He hits DJ. He goes, Lord Finesse goes, I got John Jiggs in here, right? He's like, Premier goes, oh, I know John Jiggs, man. I was just playing that joint he got with Rex. That shit kind of tough. This is when I put the reason out. I'm sitting there like, yo, this motherfucker know who I am, bro. I'm trying to keep my fit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Premier is like way up at that, especially at that time. He's way up there. I'm just a nigga that got a couple bars. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I know John Jiggs. Yo, nigga's dope, yo. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? I'm like, man, when niggas are saying shit like that, and then it's just I don't know, man. For some reason, it just seemed like when certain OGs meet me, they just want to help me because they already see me pushing, and I think that's the reason. You know what I'm saying? Because they already see that I'm doing shit on my own, so it's like when all I need is just a little, you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, that's dope, yo. But like again, that's another thing. It's like it's small. It was quick, yo. That's like a 30-second thing that happened, right? Like it wasn't even like, but it's so meaningful and so impactful. That wasn't like some long conversation. Yeah. Like that was just like, damn. You found out at that moment that DJ Premier knew who you were and thought you were nice. Like,
and him and Lord Finesse are having a conversation about it.
Right. So that's what's dope, man. You know what I'm saying?
And Granddaddy IU was sitting there too. So this is you know what I'm saying? This is the picture. This is.
How'd you link up with IU?
We met at. Are you familiar with WUSB, Stony Brook University?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So my manager did it out, Irvin Flack. You know what I'm saying? Everybody look up. You need to holler at me. You need to holler at him. You know what I'm saying? He is the music director at Stony Brook University. So he also has a show called Battle Zone Radio. It's every Monday night, 9 to 10, right? So he booked us on the same day. This is before he was even my manager. He booked us on the same day on purpose. You know what I'm saying? So that he would hear my shit and meet, and I would meet him. He finishes his interview, but I finished my interview and they playing my shit. He's like, yo, that's you? I'm like, yeah, that's me. This is my first mixtape, Drugs. Y'all need to go check that out too. That's the first project. We just got it on streaming sites. I didn't even say nothing, but it's up.
Where is that at? Where can we get that?
That's on Spotify, all the streaming sites. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. It's called Drugs, DRUGS. Destined to Reach Undeniable Greatness. That project I put first album like 2012, 2013.
Okay.
Yeah, but he pretty much.
So he linked it up. From that point on, it was a wrap basically. Y'all linked up.
He ended up getting on my second project, Drugs too. He threw me a couple beats because at that time he was just starting to really get into the production and shit. Because Granddaddy IU got some heat. He got some real heat. That Essence album is crazy.
Yo,
He did
that
that.
album.
Produced that whole album, bro.
I know. Listen, that album was really good. We talked about that because when I interviewed him, at the time that I interviewed him, I hadn't heard the album. You know, it's so much music out there, man. Like I hadn't even heard it, and I went and listened to it after the interview, no, or before, around that, either right preparing for the interview or right shortly. Yeah, preparing for it. I think Sincere sent it to me, like right before the interview. I'm like, holy shit, what is this show?
That's why I got on so many joints, bro, because everything he was sending me was like, everything he was playing for me, I was just coming to the studio. I'm the type of nigga, like, you say you want me to do a track for you, I just pull up, I'll write that shit in like 15, 20 minutes, do it right there, right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Vibe off of you, you know what I'm saying? And come through, kill your shit and bounce. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so like I came through, he was playing beats, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I'll get on all these shits, whatever you want. I did them. All, you know what I'm saying? I'll come through there, body like 3 verses, boom, 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 out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you talked about working kind of fast and being able to do that shit. I saw an interview where you said that. Looking at this, you had Drugs Volume 1 and Drugs Volume 2.
Mm-hmm. And then I dropped 51631. That was like with 2015, 2016. Did that project with like Mickey Knox and Deep Concepts Media. Shout out to them, Josh Menza. You know what I'm saying? We did a lot of great things together. You know what I'm saying?
What's the biggest evolution from Drugs 1, 2013? I'm looking at this shit right here to the Madness 2021. That's 8 years.
Yeah. So just being more of a complete artist, like I was saying, you know what I'm saying? Just being able to, like, I feel like I've grown to the point where like now my albums, they play out like movies. You know what I'm saying? When I put my albums together, it's really like a movie. Like if you listen to the Madness from the way I put it together, the way I put it out from beginning to end, it's going to play out like a movie or some type of saga. You know, me and producers now, we get together and we create vibes. Like it's going to be a whole different giddy up every single time. It's not going to be, I'm not going to just put out music. It's going to be a theme. It's going to be something with it. You know what I'm saying? Something attached to it. It's just too boring to just do the regular shit anymore.
Right.
Get creative, you know. If you notice, I did the Revolvers project with Swab, where we took all Western samples, you know what I'm saying, samples from old Western, and we made a whole album. Like that's the type of shit that I'm on. And with Twin Cannons, you know, played out like a blaxploitation film, you know what I'm saying. And I wrote and we put me and K Slugger, we composed that together. So like art pieces that I'm trying to put together now, and I'm trying to, you know, I don't know, just raise the bar, like, you know.
Right. Not just put out, you know, music. No, I appreciate that, yo. I mean, listen to a few of the joints. It seems like there's a lot of thought in this. The one that you just put out, Madness. It definitely seems like there's a lot of thought that was put into how you know, how you did it, how you dropped the joints and everything. You know what I'm saying? The vibes on the joints. You know, even as far as the features, a lot of dope features on there too. Big up to the young homie Afro that was on there.
Yeah.
That track, he killed that joint.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He killed that joint. Yo, how did this 2020 shit affect you? Like, I mean, just on all levels. I mean, like, you know, what was some of the biggest challenges for you with this pandemic, wildness, all this shit? Like, you know, me from motivation standpoint, everything.
The biggest thing, it gave me a chance to like really stockpile content, like, you know what I'm saying, get to the point where I could just push buttons and make shit happen. That's when you're ahead of the game, when you could, you know, I'm working on 2-3 albums from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I want to just be able to boom, boom. All right. If you forgetting about me, you forgetting, boom. All right, there you go again. You know what I'm saying? Back on them every time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the second thing is family, bro. Like I got a wife and 4 kids, bro. You know what I'm saying? And this music shit had me running around crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize everything that I was missing in my household, you know, that it made me appreciate that. You know, now I'm running around so much that when I get home, like, I don't want to hear shit about no rap, nothing. I just want to tend to what's going on in here. You understand what I'm saying?
Of course. No, it makes perfect sense.
I can throw myself back and go back and throw myself in my work when it's time to. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. Now
Hmm.
that's a good point that you made though about you being able to utilize that time to kind of get ahead, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sincere, yo, this nigga crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nigga
this
stupid.
nigga stupid. Um, man, you made me lose my train of thought, nigga. Um, fucker.
It's stupid, yo.
Fucking asshole. Um, you know, just putting out shit like that. You know what I mean? As far as because that's the name of the game, man. I tell these cats now, yo, like, please don't sit on music, yo. Nobody's waiting for your shit for you to drop nothing. They're not, man.
Put
Fuck
it
you,
out.
nigga.
Shoot a
Nobody's waiting for you to drop shit, man. Like, and so it's like, yes, if you got joints, put them out, yo.
Yeah, yeah.
The time is now. It's always now.
There's so much music. You know, I got my little cousin Brandon. He's a real big part of what I do too. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
because of cousin Brandon, he's from Boston. You know what I'm saying? And that's actually where I got my start as a solo artist. So when I first started working on my project, I was taking the Chinese bus out to Boston, fucking with my little cousin Brandon. He's put me on all his people out in like Boston, Stoughton. What's the other small Brockton? You know what I'm saying? I was in Brockton a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I was out there, and you know, I was working on my first project. I recorded that whole thing out there. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Yeah, yeah. So. Uh, like that whole, you know, so I was going out there and he, you know, he always like he would hit me up from time to time and be like, yo, we sitting on mad music, yo, you wildin', man, put that shit, let's put this shit out. Cause he keeps track of a lot of the actual music and the files and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. No, definitely put it out, man. Keep it coming. I mean, like, because the way it is now, like, there's I always tell people you're competing against hundreds of millions of people rapping now, yo. Like literally, good, bad, dope, shitty. Still, you gotta filter out all that bullshit.
It's,
So you gotta get your shit through, yo. So you can't be holding on to joints for 2 years. This isn't the time when people are releasing projects every other year. Them days are gone, yo. You know what I
word,
mean?
word, facts. Yeah, nah, you can't do it. I mean, yo, certain niggas can do it.
Well,
Just I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what
most artists can't, yo. I mean, really. I mean,
yo,
like
yo,
there's a
yo,
small group.
Kendrick Lamar comes back out, he's gonna sell more records than anybody right now.
That's what I'm saying. There's a small group of people that, like,
Very
you know,
small.
like
Yeah, it's a few.
they can be like, I'm gonna take a shit now. I'm gonna do an album with just me taking a shit on every track, right? Like literally just dropping, or just a track full of farts. You know what I mean? Or an album full of farts,
Word.
and it don't matter. But yeah, that's a small. You know what I mean? Artists now, y'all really you gotta pump your shit, man.
Yeah,
You
that's
really
work.
do.
That's work. That's what we're here to do, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm all for it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, facts. So yo, what's the driving force for you in this music shit? Like what's really pushing you? Is it money? Are you trying to blow? Like, are you trying to like? I talk to different cats. Some cats are like, yo, I just do it because this is what I love to do. Whatever happens, happens. Yo, some cats are like, this is trying to be my job. I'm trying to put food on the table. Some people are like, whatever. Like, what's your motive? What gets you out of bed as far as this goes?
The number one thing is legacy. You know what I'm saying? The same way that we sat here and we talked about Nas and Jay-Z and all these other people, you know what I'm saying, today. I want motherfuckers to meet at the round table and talk about me, you know what I'm saying? The same way. And just carry, like you say, like carrying the culture, like just being that you know what I mean, that representation of that culture of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Like and having being influential and changing shit, being the trendsetter, you know.
Yo, that's an interesting point. I mean, I like when my guest just segue to the next point. So, because I was gonna, I like saying the word segue for some reason. Anyway, but yeah, yo, this tree's got me bad. But you said, yo, you commented on a comment earlier that I made on a promo post we did today, and you said, for the culture.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of wanted to ask, like, okay, what does that mean for you? Because people say that shit all the time. I almost regret picking this shit as the name of our
Yeah.
brand because it's
Yeah.
like overused and
It's overused.
culture, you know. But like, what does that mean to you?
I mean, the culture is like, I don't know, man. It's just like my lifestyle, like the way I feel about shit. Like hip hop it consumes me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, that I don't know, just that feeling, like the way I dress, like the reason I still gotta get parts in my hair and shit. Like that's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Nigga might feel like tagging some shit every now and you know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know,
I
just
do know what you're saying.
post up stickers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Mischievous type shit.
I can relate. I can relate. No, I always say, man, that like I did a post on it a while ago. It was like, yo, hip hop taught me how to pose for a picture. It taught me how to tie my sneakers, lace my sneakers, right? It taught me how to like, you know, taught a lot of niggas how to roll blunts. It taught niggas how to move,
How to talk to girls.
how to talk to girls, how not to talk to girls, snitching. I mean, street rules, like shit's all there, right? How to, you know, so there's a lot of lessons there, like, you know what I mean, with that shit.
Really, that's what I'm saying. Like that shit really raised me, bro. Like all of that shit.
Yeah, so no, that's what's up, man. You know that it's more important. You know that it's. I would say that it's that the culture part of it is just as important as the financial end of it, and like because that's the backbone, and that's why it kills me, man, when cats come from real shit and then get their little paper, and then all of a sudden just it's like, yo, they never were there. Like it's like, come on, man, at least that's when it hurts the most. Because if a nigga was never there, I'm cool with it because you was never there anyway. But like when cats was like really, then I'm like, oh, like now you like, oh wow, So I don't know.
It's crazy.
But,
yo, it's crazy what the shit that money do. You know what I'm saying? I never seen $1 million in front of me. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. It makes people, and that's where your real resolve comes in, right?
Wait, like give it to you. You know what I'm saying?
That's where your real like test of your integrity or whatever your values are. That's when it all comes in, right? Like when you sitting there, like you say, okay, I have these values. That's when something comes along and it's going to test those values. So right away, so that's when the money. I mean, and it's easy to fucking. I'm gonna keep it on. It's easy to be an armchair quarterback, right? Like, cause I'm not in that situation.
Yeah.
But hopefully, if I ever get in that situation, I'll try to stand on like the values I got. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah. I feel that. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully. What's next for you, man?
Next is Twin
You got other projects in the chamber. You pressing buttons, nigga. So what's good?
So everybody need to go check out that video I just dropped on Monday, the intro video from the Madness. Make sure you check that shit out. You know what I'm saying? I fucking went doofy on that shit, girl. Yeah, niggas need to check that shit out.
I saw it, yo. Like it was funny. I think I commented on something. It was yeah, you sent it to me. That was you did your thing on that flow on there, man. Like,
thank you.
Fucking like that was some rat-a-tat-tat Tommy gun shit that I was, and that I like. And again, that shows for me. That does show versatility, yo. So I do appreciate that, man. Like, excuse me, seeing that. So yeah, that's that just you dropped that on Monday, right?
Yeah, on Monday. And then the next thing I got, me and Shabam Sadiq got a video coming out for Killer. You know, that'll be out too. You know what I mean? And then Twin Cannons 2. Y'all get ready for Twin Cannons 2 this summer. Me and that bugger. Make sure you check out the first Twin Cannons too. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump because I ain't gonna front. I haven't checked out every single thing, but I've checked out some joints. So I'm gonna check out. So I'm definitely going. And I want to check out the fucking shit you said with 50 rolled up. Yo, talk about the Gordon Gartrell joint.
Yeah, Gordon Gartrell. That was always one of my favorite. That was also always one of my favorite episodes of the Cosby Show. I used to love the Cosby Show.
Right, and
me too. Favorite episode. So I just came up. I don't know. I just came up with the record. I thought the shit was dope. I had it for a while, and I was trying to find the right person to get on it and shit. And you know, shout out to my nigga Bub Rock, man. That nigga's, you know what I mean, wherever you at, man. Walkers, man. I haven't seen my boy, man, but you know what I mean. Word.
Yeah, no, that was a dope joint. And like nobody talks about. So if we go back, because you know, like I'm a Cosby Show man. Like I don't. It's a little different now knowing Bill Cosby's on his pudding pop game, but still that show was brilliant. And nobody talks about the comeback though. When they rolled up on him after, and they were like, "Oh, you got the Itchy Amorata shit." You know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't that because you know Denise fucked his joint up, and no, you know what I'm saying? But when his people came later, they like, "Oh, you got the fucking fly joint now." So in the end, Theo, you know what I'm saying? He came out. Everybody talks about it's tucked into my socks, but in the end, Theo fucking, you know what I'm saying? He was winning on that shit.
I'm saying it was fly. Like he ended up pulling it off, and I want to go to Charles because it's like you can make some shit that's not fly. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yo, honestly, I mean, that's kind of what hip hop has done, right? We've taken some corny shit or some shit that's not even hip hop. Like, nigga, we rock ski goggles and make them shits fucking, you know what I mean? Like, what? Like, we rock work boots, nigga, and make them shits fly.
Yeah. Fact.
So that's kind of what, you know, we take shit and be like, okay, this is our shit now.
Yo, remember niggas used to rock the overalls with the one strap open? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
some shit is forgettable. Some shit is forgettable though, but
I'm just saying though, you know what I'm saying?
Still, no, of course, yo, we take shit and make it our shit. Yo, what's one of your before we get out of here, what's one of your other favorite episodes of the Cosby Show? I can talk Cosby Show all day, man. That shit was hilarious.
Probably trying to think. I don't know, man. There'd be so many, man. I remember.
How about the Stevie Wonder joint?
Huh?
Remember that? Remember when Stevie Wonder was on there?
Yeah. I remember Stevie Wonder was on there. I remember Sinbad in a couple episodes, right?
Oh yeah. No, that was the shit for a minute, and then Different World used to come on after.
Oh, you know what the episode I remember from the Cosbys when they made that, when they turned that shit into like they turned the house into like real life where Theo had to pay for the food and pay for everything.
I was just thinking about that shit. And then he was like, I'll ride a motorbike, and he was like, you need a helmet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It took the loot out of his shit. He's like, and then at the end, he was like, you plan on having a girlfriend? He was like, for sure. And he fucking
took his money. Took
the whole shit. And then like Rudy was like the fucking, like the landlord and shit or something. He came home, Theo came home, and they was like, yo, he was like, what the fuck? Like, all his shit was moved out, everything, son. Like,
they took the whole crib into that shit was crazy.
that shit was crazy, yo.
Yeah. That was the one. That was the one.
Yeah, that was one of the joints, man. So we about to get on out of here. I gotta get ready for the next joint. We're going live with our good people Save the Hip Hop Culture out west. I haven't chopped it up with them in a couple of weeks. Okay. So got a bunch of other shows coming up too, man. So thank you, man. This was fun, man. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
I really do, man. So you know what I'm saying, we have to do it again and keep doing your thing, man. Like I again, one thing that stuck out for me is like, you know, versatility. I mean, as we were talking about it, like, you know, you kind of pointed out, like, I like how you pointed out how you're trying to move in this shit, man. So I appreciate that, man, explaining that.
Thank you.
So, yeah, man. So John Jiggs, episode 50, Strong Island. By the way, yo, real quick, how you liking Atlanta?
Atlanta's cool.
You've been down there like a couple years, right?
It's down here, yeah, just like 2 years, a little bit less than 2 years.
What's good? Because I mean, it gets clowned a lot. So, I mean, but you feeling it though?
Nah, Atlanta's cool.
All right. I've been around the states a lot. I've never been to Atlanta, so I mean,
I'm out the way. Like I'm out the way.
Word?
Yeah, I'm close to Atlanta, but I'm out the way.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm at to come. So you out in the sticks, like out, like
Yeah,
word?
yeah. But I got, you know what I'm saying. But we good out here. We comfortable. You know.
No, that's good, yo. I mean, no, salute, man. I mean, like, I'm gonna have to check it out. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things, but it's always best to kind of check it out, man. Big up, Scooter Anthony. Appreciate the comment.
Yo,
Big
yo.
up everybody for joining in. We'll get this up on YouTube. We'll fucking chop it up, edit, and tag you, of course, promo this. You know how we do, man. You know what I'm saying? We'll get it out and fucking big up to everybody for all the reposts and stuff like that, promoting this joint. We'll get this up on YouTube. All of our interviews up on YouTube. You can check them out on the Carrying the Culture channel and everything else. Salute, John Jiggs, man. I appreciate you again, for real. So
Thank you.
Really do. So good luck with everything, and we'll talk, man. Stay in touch. Hit us up with new projects. You know how we do. Just keep it moving, man. Keep pushing. Do your thing.
You already know, man.
All right, baby. Peace.